Hello, welcome to Bamm Raw TV. Today I want to elaborate on some things basically about my upbringing. A lot of people got different scenarios in their mind of how I was raised and how I came up and some of the things that made me who I am, and that a lot of it will be answered. I mean, we get at it in the documentary "Am I a Monster?" But just to touch on a few things and everything with myself. I mean, I was the last of the third child by my father, but I got two more brothers after that, and love them. And I was raised in the bottom. I was born right there in Confederate Memorial Hospital, which is LSU right now. But that time it was Federal Memorial Hospital. I was born there, and like I said, lived in 908 Travis, and for the longest, moved to 413 or something Douglas, right on Douglas Street. We moved right around the corner, so I basically spent most of my life in the bottom. And although we lived in the bottom, my mom tried very, very hard to not give us the bottom mindset at that time. Because at that time, things were run down. People came down there. We was like a party place. It was a red light district. People come down there, party, throw the trash down and leave. And my mom was so against that. I mean, she made us take care of things. She made us keep the yard clean. She made us take care of things. But unfortunately, she had to go to work at three different jobs in order to send us to private school. I went to private school with 1 year in between there, where I did 1 year at P Avenue. But basically, I went to private school all the way up to ninth grade. And my mom, that was the consequences of her sending me my sister. When my sister graduated from Notre Dame and became a police officer, and retired as a police officer. My brother, not so much. Me and my brother, but that thing that she had to do is working three jobs to put us to private school opened the avenue for me that allowed me to go out into the streets when she was gone. I would sneak out and I would go out and I would be on the corner. So now you got like a oxymoron in thinking and lifestyle. I went to private school, went to Leeds Private, and then at this time I'm going to Leeds Private. I was considered a pretty smart little guy, and I come out there on the streets. I was considered a pretty smart little guy because that education transcended, that knowledge transcended right to the streets. So now they are just showing me different things and ways to use this intellect that I got. And so when I come out there, I started off. Mom used to whoop me. Actually, to go back to mom used to whoop me for having money on me because she used to actually think I was begging, and she used to tell me that she don't want me standing on no corners or standing around Lomart, which was a store down that way. She don't want me standing up there begging nobody like she not taking care of her family, or we need to eat food because there's always food in the ice box and so on. So I would have to take a whooping for the idea that she thought that I was begging, opposed to telling her, hey, I got this pimp gave me this money because I watched two of his girls. I got this dude gave me money here because I took a package up to the Cotton Club. So to avoid all that, I would just basically take the whooping for having being a beggar, begging somebody for money and everything. But like I said, my mom, she worked at three jobs, and so one of them was at Afro Counter, which was in Bossier City. She was a bartender. She put herself through school, learned how to be a bartender, went over there. She's a country girl, came from Seattle, Louisiana, met my dad, come from Morningsport. But back again, she had to go to work, make the money to send us to private school. And that made a void in the absence that allowed me to escape through, to go out there and learn about the bottom and learn about the things that were going on. And it was the remnants of the red light district, because the time of Dartar, which you will learn more about Dartar, how he ran Shreveport with an iron fist. All these people talking this tough stuff and this going on. Dartar is one of the men who actually rode up into the church with the horses and told the black people that they better not get behind Martin Luther King when he came through the area. That's the toehold. He had 4 officers that you called them the 4 horsemen. He had 4 officers that would actually, would kill or do whatever. I got stories about that. I got people who telling you their association with him. But they would actually kill or set you up if you got in his way. And now the surprising fact is his mysterious death and his mysterious disappearing. During that time, I used to go out on the street and I used to hang out. Everybody knew me. They knew my father, so everybody knew me. And they take me, hey, Bamm, take this up here, cause I was considered a little smart dude, Hey, take this up here for me. Take this up here for me. They give me $1. Take this here. Take this there. Going on. A pimp would be out there and he said, hey, let me know did she leave in a rig in that car and come back in the same car? And I'd be like, well, I don't know the make and model of the car, but the car she left in was red. She come back in a blue one. And he'd be like, okay, well, according to the code back then, lady of the night was not supposed to accept a ride. If she get in the car with somebody, it was a customer. So if she leave in one car and come back in another, that means that's two jobs she have done. And so all these little things that I used to do. I actually remember Pimpin' Leon giving me his jacket one time that we had several, would be a meeting place, because I used to go and I was so small that I could hit this sewage, because I was very, very tiny as a child. I'm still tiny now, but I was even more as a child. But I could hit the sewage right around by Mr. DeWitt. I can hit the sewage and I can come up by DeWitt Alley and I can go around by a place called Cap Cap, so I could actually go where the police could not, if they ran behind me, they could not come behind me. And I could go up there and I can come up out the sewage opened up behind Cap Cap, which was a service center for like something like boys club. And I could come up behind that and you go through the hole cut in the fence, and I would sit on the back step, and I was told to sit on the back steps until Leon or whoever I got the package for came and got it. And so I would sit back there, 30 minutes later they'll come and they get it. Sometimes they never ever came, but when they never came, I would actually take the package. I was told to take the package and put it on the step. Don't tell nobody. And then the next day, whenever they get out of jail, the only reason they didn't come was they had been arrested. But the police would come up and harass them or do his job and try to find out what's going on. So they would give me, when they see the police getting ready to pull out, they would take their coat, off and put it on me. And once that was the signal, once they put their coat on me, the coat probably had a gun in it, probably had the pills they used to sell back then, Quaaludes and different kinds. They had that in, and I took off. I was trained a long time ago to keep my mouth closed, so I take off and I go and I meet them at Cap Cap, and they give me a couple of dollars, give me this going on that. So I received a lot of whooping from them, but I also received a lot of street knowledge on things to do and ways to do it, and which would be more effective, because those guys they had to slip and slide through the police, they had to slip and slide through the competition, so they was a little more smoother in the thing they did. They wasn't so much aggressive in taking domain. They was more set in setting things in place to avoid that. And unfortunately, as a child, I did. And well, before I was 8 years old, I actually seen five people get killed. I'm gonna say 5 people dead. 3 of them I basically seen get killed in front of my eyes, and other 2 I basically, when I stumbled up on them or walked up on them, they was dead. I don't think nowhere in the world that 8-year-old child or 5 to 8-year-old child is supposed to be sane after seeing some of the things that I have seen. So like I said, it's only through the grace of God that I am who I am now, and I can stand before y'all without being all the way mentally crazy, because I may have some screws loose anyway. But I actually did that. I mean, I seen people head blew off, and I mean everybody down that way seen it, because it on Friday and Saturday night in the bottom, because all the people came down in the bottom for the vices, as I'll tell you about, that was set up, the vices that was set up to be sold down there. So all the people from every part of Shreveport and every part of Bossier, maybe close, they would come down there to be able to get any vice they want. Women, drugs, alcohol. It was a liquor store or a club on every corner. Sometimes two of them in the middle of it. So you could always get what you wanted down in the bottom. You never had to walk far. You walk out of the door, you can get your lady, you can get your drugs, you can get alcohol, you can get whatever. Your places, they close the club at 2 o'clock, then stop nothing. You had people that right there to serve you. You can get all the alcohol you want and anything you want. So it was a place to be during the weekend. And unfortunately, during that weekend, it was usually a couple of murders. And by me being out there in that traffic, and my mom having no knowledge of it, as me being out there in that traffic, I was exposed to that. I sneak back in before my mom get off work and be ready to go to school. But the things that I learned out there in that traffic, and the guys, the sad part about it, when I look back at them, I look back at them with no animosity, no hate, no nothing. That's why I try to teach dudes different. Even though I was not perfect, I tried to give them a different aspect on things, because back then, those guys were teaching me all they know. They were sharing with me. If you find something good, you want to share it with somebody. And to them, they had a good thing going, and they were sharing it with me. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't sharing it in matters like I want to see your life fall apart, or sharing it because I want you to end up being a criminal and go do half of your life in jail. They were sharing it because it was what they know as being successful. They was their ideology of being successful, their ideology of getting money. You know what I'm saying? So I can't blame them for their ignorance of some of the things that they were doing, because I do believe their heart was in the right place. Because none of the individuals, and they used to call me their son here and there, as I do now, call some people my son, because that's where I got that from, in the family unity thing. But I mean, they meant it from their heart, and they wasn't malicious in trying to teach me these things. So in doing these different things, I got to see, they used to bring me in the club. I used to go in there. I go around the back, they prop the door. When I come up in the club, I sit back in the back of the club till the police come, and this at the age of 7 or 8, because they need me as a runner. At that time, I was basically considered a runner. So I used to run back and forth to Silver Dollar, to Cotton Club, up to by Total Bag where Slim them used to be. I used to run around anywhere within the perimeter. I wasn't allowed to go. I still at that age, I wasn't allowed to go past, I'm going to say past 12, 13 blocks. But anything within that perimeter, I knew where it was. And I knew where it was, and I go there. Every little club, do drop in, all those clubs, I go there, and the man already knew me. The man knew me at the door. If I come there, and I'm standing out there, he ain't going to think it funny that a 8-year-old kid is standing out there. He going to he had really got familiar. Most of them got familiar with me. Hey, what's up, man? Who you looking for? I said, I'm looking for Jim. What's come send me up here for Jim? He said, oh, all right, he in there playing cards. Hold on, let me tell him y'all here. They go tell him Jim will come out there, and I give him whatever. I never looked in the package. I give him whatever was given for me. I jump on my bike and I take on back off. So that, with going to private school and coming back home to that, was like I say, it was like two conflicting forces. You know what I'm saying? It was two conflicting forces that were working in my life, and unfortunately, I took a little of both. I took a little of one and a lot of it. I took the intellect that I had, and I used that in my means to achieve things in the criminal lifestyle. When I went to jail, I always make sure I studied on my case, know my case, while everybody else was playing basketball. I would study my case, and I would study some of their case. but it was that intellect with the criminal mindset. And we talk about our children sometimes, and I see people tell me, and I mean no disrespect, because I love our children, and I love the people who, I love the parents who trying to do the best for their children and proud of their children. But we got our children, and they're super intelligent, they're super smart, but intelligent and they're strong willed. Intellect and strong will without discipline is a bad combination. I see some right now. They'll let their children. Oh, he's a genius. Oh, she's a genius. And they do this and they do that and going on like this here. But you're not able to get them no way. Oh no, that's because she gonna be somebody special. She gonna be no, ma'am. If she don't get reined into discipline, or he don't get reined into discipline, he's gonna be another criminal like me. That's what's gonna happen because intellect, intelligent, and strong will without discipline is a bad combination. And please take that to heart. And thank you for being here and viewing with me on Bam Bam Raw TV. But I want y'all to start subscribing and explain to y'all that my stories now are coming from stories that people have asked me about in the streets. They have asked me about on Facebook and these different things. So I'm compiling old stories from that. I'm compiling my information from that. Subscribe to me, and my subscribers start asking me the stories pertaining to either what they heard, what they thought, their assumptions, what about the bottom boards, about the trial, our trial. We went to trial for a month. Anything pertaining to that, the inside of the penitentiary. I've been everywhere. I've been to most of all the federal penitentiaries of USP status. So get at me, subscribe, and start getting at me and submitting these questions. And when I compile them, you got my word. I'm going to answer them. I'm going to give you the truth about them. But until then, I'm going to answer some of these old questions, and I'm going to put together a dialogue that we can follow. They can tell you a little more in depth about some of the things in prison and some of the things that I went through out here on the street. And man, it's 27 years worth of penitentiary and 15 or 20 before that got started. So I love y'all. Stay up.